Radio Voces Latinos, 1610 AM. A drink of water with Joyce Aldrich. Refresh your mind.
Welcome to this edition of A Drink of Water. My name is Joyce Aldrich, and it is -2 at 8:02 here at CHHA 1610 AM. And, you know, I've got a great guest in studio today. Actually, he's like a Christmas baby. He was born in Ukraine on Christmas Eve. His name is Denis Commie, and you've heard a lot of his music here at CHHA, but we want to talk to him and find out more about him. He's like more than a triple threat. He can do so many things. He plays various instruments. He's a singer, composer. Hey, he's got lots of things going on, and we're going to talk about it right after this. This is a song that talks a bit about who he is, too. It's called No Matter What, No Matter When, and this is Denis Commie, and wow, what a great voice. And you're going to hear a lot about this artist because he ain't lying down. He's going up. This is Denis Commie with No Matter What, No Matter When, one of his great compositions.
Has taught me how to always be a man. It's such a concept that I couldn't understand. No, it's tough to be yourself and stick to who you are. It's not that easy to keep on walking through the dark, 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 through the dark. Yourself, there's nothing in this world that you can do. Unleash your powers and break through the chains around you. Keep fighting to the end and you will never be ashamed. Keep paving your own way, no matter what, no matter when. No matter what, no matter when. And here I am with all these years behind my back. The world is changing, trying hard to stay on track. It takes a man to hold on to what's right and real. Just lend a hand to those who fight, those who fear. 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 There's nothing in this world that you can do. Unleash your powers and
Commie, we have you here in studio at CHHA. We haven't had you around. We've had you around for a while because you're helping to build a recording studio here, which we won't talk about yet because we haven't unveiled it yet. But you are more than a singer, you're an artist. And I'd say you're more than a songwriter, you are a composer. And multi-talented, play a lot of instruments, and your lyrics are so sophisticated. And you're a young man, and this last song, no matter what, no matter when, is that it's like autobiographical, it seems.
This, hello everyone.
Welcome.
And thank you very much for having me on the show.
Pleasure.
This song is, it's plain and simple. I like to keep things organic and relatable. There are a number of, probably a huge number of men just like me, struggling and trying to provide for the family and work hard. And
yeah.
So this is what the song is about. It's about knowing your limits and pushing them as much as possible too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a very hard time of year for people during the holidays, whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas or New Year's or whatever it is, when there are a lot of pressures on people. So yeah, these are very relatable songs, and you've gotten a lot of traction on your music as well, and a lot of interest in what you're doing.
Yes, I'm actually feeling overwhelmed, and a lot of people see success in music in a lot of different ways, and most of them, unfortunately, are materialistic. But to me, it's the joy of sharing my art with people and carrying my messages, because I do have something to say. So, by some comments and some responses from some of my fans, it's another way of telling me that I'm not crazy. and
it's always nice to know, especially for an artist, because we're all a little bit crazy. We know this is
especially about our own work.
Yeah.
How do we know if it's actually good until a complete stranger reaches out and gives you a compliment?
Well, we were just talking a little bit about your song "Homegrown," which is R&B hip hop,
right.
And now. You were saying that about the hip hop scene and the R&B scene, that maybe share it with our listeners.
Okay, so basically, because I was and I am a part of the urban scene in Toronto, I've been to a number of shows, performed at a number of shows, local shows, promoted by local promoters and event planners. So because of my love, I guess, for hip hop music and R&B in general. So what I did was, as a producer or co-producer, and by the way, I want to mention someone's name. This is my longtime friend, brother, audio engineer from another planet. He's a guru of audio engineering, and we work very nicely as a team. Pretty much anything you hear in my music, TJ is a huge part of it, from Secret Suburbia Studio.
Wow.
Yeah, he's amazing. And okay, so getting back to it, Homegrown is my tribute to Toronto hip-hop scene.
Cool.
Yep. We haven't had an anthem in a while, so I'm actually seriously proposing this one to be it. And featuring a great artist, Brooks, Brooklyn. He goes by the name of Brooks. There's a good story behind it as well. Quick story. He comes from Melville. It's an area in Scarborough. And if someone's from there, they will know it's one of the toughest areas in our city.
Right.
This is an individual who basically pulled himself up by his own bootstraps. He managed to overcome all the hardships of living in that area.
Yeah.
And he made himself. He's a good man and a working man, hard-working man, and just a good soul. And so you'll hear him possibly in that track.
So this is your composition,
yes,
and he's the singer on it. And again, his name is?
His name is Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to Homegrown, and with Brooklyn. It's Homegrown, and by Denis Commie.
If only feels like we could fly, there's only one real reason why. We got some stars that could shake this world. Some will share stories to be told. Some come from here and fly away. We're in this action every day. One thing's for sure, we're standing tall. Toronto hip-hop is our home. Come back and feel what we've got here. True talent, passion, and no fear. Never forget where you are from. One thing is constant and it's home. Toronto hip-hop is for real. Toronto hip-hop is for real. Toronto hip-hop is for real.
Yo, pass the beat over DC because I'm in the zone. Grew up in Malvern where power is like a Game of Thrones. A humble misfit, ballistic with linguistics. I'm gifted. I'm ready. Shotgun shells will leave you lifted. Feeling momentum shifted. Big bang. I'm with the physics. A mixture of different cultures. Keep feeling just like a chemist. A captain in the streets where girls wear tights and latex. Where product is moving fast but slow. Looks like it's matrix. Brooklyn be the name and the hustle that pays me. Toronto may be the place, but the streets, they made me. Woo!
Can't remember the mighty music of my life. Now it all makes sense when the world hasn't had a kind of that's in my heart. I know you're all out there trying to make it. Believe me, I feel your pain. All you have to do is make your music and get all you can.
That's Homegrown featuring Brooklyn, and you're going to hear a lot from him too, as well as Denis Commie. We'll be back right after this break with more of Denis Commie. Is wonderful music, and we'll be playing, when we come back from break, a song that he wrote called Peace Around the World, and certainly that's what we need, not just at this time of year, but all the time.
Listen to us all around the world. Visit CHHA1610am.ca for new content daily.
You are listening to Radio Voces Latinas, 1610 AM. A drink of water.
Today, what do you do? People die every day. You can keep everyone alive. We'll never give up on life. And still we stand and scream for peace around the world. How can we let it all just dissipate and die? And still we stand and scream for peace around the world. How can we let it all just dissipate and die? So it's all for everyone. Enemies think peace and shadow around the world. Say no to what is the family. And still we stand and scream for peace around the world. How can we let it all just
Peace Around the World. And if you're just joining us here on A Drink of Water at CHHA 1610, it's 8:19, and I have in studio with me Denis Commie, who's also known as Denis Onisimov. Okay. And you know, that's the kind of song, Peace Around the World, that you get from a guy who was born on Christmas Eve in the Ukraine. Not an easy place now on the planet. You know, it's talk about war and not good times at all. Yeah, and you come from the Ukraine. How old were you when you came over from the Ukraine?
So basically, I came here it's easy to remember, on my 12th birthday.
On your 12th, on December 24th.
It was
wow.
It was a nice gift. Yeah, for sure.
A beautiful gift to come here, and a beautiful gift for Canada, because you know we are we're going to have a lot of migrants coming over the next little while with the Global Compact. I won't go there, but we have a lot of people who come to this country to start a new life, and you have an interesting background, especially with your dad. I don't know if you want to share that about your dad. My
dad was my dad's a hero to me personally.
Yes.
In peaceful times, we consider them peaceful, not at war or anything, but in peaceful times he managed to get awarded numerous of times for saving people's lives. He was working in the field where lives depended on his decisions, and he made the right ones all the time. He got hurt, he didn't care. He got hurt many times, actually.
Yeah, and the work he did.
A very selfless person, and he was very passionate about his work. So he made obviously, I think, a right decision as far as taking his family. Trying to take us here to Canada, because it's a lot safer, and it's a place of a future, where future is possible and it's visible. So big thank you.
And so many people are listening to your mom and dad made a good decision, and it's wonderful when people make good decisions for their children and do the right thing, and that's what it's all about, is doing the right thing. And you sure have that in your DNA. All those things that you described about your dad, I can actually see that in you, Denis.
Well, I'm actually feeling them a lot more and more obvious as the older I get, which is normal and pretty cool, actually.
It is very, very cool. I want you to set up the next song. It's called The Agency, and I don't want to say anything because this is something very special to you. It's something new that's happened to you in your life. It's been very, very wonderful.
I can definitely call this a development, because it's definitely a step up as far as my art is concerned. Now it's making enough noise and drawing enough attention to get some people to approach me to ask me to do this and work on this project. So I was basically asked to come up with a theme song for upcoming series on Netflix. And that's all I can say at this point for legal issues. But,
yes, of course.
The song, I have no idea how much of it is going to be used, or whether they need to flick it, or whether it's just an instrumental part of it. But all I know is, if the proposal wasn't on the table, I wouldn't have sat down and thought about writing this particular song, because at the end of the day, I personally think I came up with a really nice song. All Netflix or anything aside, the song itself came out really nice, and this was the first experience in my music writing experience, basically. I never wrote a song upon request. Songs
it's
always
a commission. It's an absolute commission. Yeah.
It's like telling somebody to paint a painting right there and then. It's almost impossible. It's a matter of a muse visiting you at the right time and the right circumstances, and all of a sudden you can create. So this wasn't the case. This was the first time in my music writing experience where I had to sit down and, as a project, as something, a specific topic, I had to sit down and write something. And yet, I still came out with a really, really cool song.
I think it's dynamic. I was trying to think, what kind of movie or program could this be for? But I'm going to let the listeners think about what it could be for, and when they actually, when this program comes on Netflix or movie or whatever it is, they'll know it's Denis Commie, or is it Denis or Denis? Which would you prefer?
It's Denis Commie, or to some part of the world, it's Denis Commie. So
Yeah.
it's good either
I
way.
always say Denis Commie because that's my French side, and Denis Onisimov, that's beautiful too. That's your legal composer name. So
That's right.
Yeah.
For legal purposes.
Well, we're going to play this because we want to play it out to break. And okay, this is called The Agency. May give you an idea.
If anyone's going to want some has some comments, please mention something about the song. I need to know.
He needs to know, and we'll tell you where you can comment right after the break. Agency, and if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Denis Commie. We're going to be coming back after break. It's 8:28, and we'll be playing a song called Just Help Each Other, and of course after that we'll find out how we can help Denis by giving him back some great feedback about his wonderful music. We'll be back right after this.
You are listening to Radio Voces Latinas, 1610 AM. A drink of water.
It's sad that we forget to care for others. We'll never forget ourselves. It's sad that we left all out with promise. It's sad what's up ahead. If you haven't found yourself, each other. Everything in life is vital. It makes us who we are. Life is like a gravy burning candle that shine the light all through the dark. How long is it going to take to understand? We should all just help each other. And how long is it going to take to help each other? Just help each other. Be a helping hand to those who need it. Just hope when you're around. All of us possess a gift of giving, and sometimes good friends can be found. How long is it going to take to understand? We should all just help each other. And how long is it going to take to help each other? Just help each other. Just help each other. Oh, just help each other. Just help each other. Just help each other. Oh, just help each other. Just help each other. How long is it going to take to understand? We should all just help each other. And how long is it going to take to help each other? Just help each other. Just help each other. Just help each other.
Yes, just how long will it take for us to understand to just help each other? And those are the kind of lyrics that you'll hear in Denis Commie or Denis Commie's music, because Denis, you have a real heart for people, I think.
Well, ever since I was a child, I remember I couldn't walk by a situation where someone needed help. The rewarding part about it is the more people I end up helping, they end up helping others by using this as an example. And
paying it forward. Just before we go there, because I did promise people they could have first of all, to go to deniscommie.ca. That is your website.
deniscommie.ca.
Because I do want to get to the story you're about to tell, and I think I know what you're going to talk about. But first, deniscommie.ca. So that's DenisCommie.ca. So that's Denis with one N and Commie with, what would you think it is? But it's not. He's not a commie. So Denis Commie, Denis, DenisCommie.ca. And if they want to give you feedback on your music, where do they go?
So yeah, definitely feel free to find me on Instagram under the same name, same spelling, all that. You'll definitely find me. Feel free to. I would like to invite you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well under the same name. There you'll be able to view my videos, and there is a whole bunch of new ones coming out, so you can stay in tune with what's going on in my music life.
I love your videos. They're really great.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, videos shot by Red North Films, is my friend Buddy. That's actually his name, Buddy.
Buddy.
So cool. So also goes by the name of Ethics. You can find him. He's a great graphic designer, website developer, and just a really, really knowledgeable guy as far as filming and
and someone you would deal with, someone with ethics.
Exactly.
I think that's what you're all about, right?
Yeah, he's a good man, hardworking man. He's also a parent, so he's a good.
And you're a dad and a husband.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Proud daddy. Yes.
Good family man. So they can contact you through Instagram and through your YouTube channel.
Instagram, Facebook. I have an artist Facebook page on the Denis Commie.
So just Google you, and you'll find all kinds of ways to
yes, that's
get in touch with you. Now, I don't know, were you going to tell this story about Angel before? Because we're going to play this song, but the backstory to that, and also the young woman who called you or contacted you.
Yeah, so there's a song called Angel.
That you wrote.
And that I wrote, yes, and I began writing it at a very tough time in my life. It was a time where I lost my older brother. I lost my older brother to suicide, and it was really tough to deal with. I was 18 at the time, and you know your mind is all over the place, so you're not really able to explain anything or analyze anything at that moment. The world just literally officially flipped upside down.
Right.
So I guess this was a natural way for me to deal with my grieving process, is through music, and I thank the universe and thank everything around me for the fact that it connected me to and with music to a point where I'm able to utilize it with my emotional state. It's actually it's insanely amazing to be able to find that, and I'm thankful. Music is a world that is untouchable. It's a sanctuary. It's something that's so intimate and personal to me that it gives me all kinds of peace and warmth. So that was my writing. Angel song was my way. It's one of 4 songs I've written dedicated to the event of losing my brother, and every time I wrote it, somehow, somewhere, it felt a little bit easier. The pain never goes away.
No.
I gotta tell you, losing a family member, no matter what happens, it's like, you know, you miss them every day, and you see them in other people, and that's how you keep remembering, and that's how it never goes away. So, if you have a sibling out there, find the time to love them and to say nice things and do nice things to them. Forget about fighting. Don't waste your time, because this is the only time you get with them for as long as they are alive and breathing. So if you can, find it in your heart to forgive, but love them. The siblings are one of a kind. Yeah.
So true, and you know, this is a very difficult time of year for people, and we talked a little bit about that in the beginning. And a lot of people are alone, or like you said, they may not have the best relationship with their family, whether it's a sibling, a parent, or whatever, you know, friends. If you're going to pick a time to, and of course New Year's is coming, so people have their resolutions. So if you want to make your resolution to just try to get along, you know, and just help each other, and no matter what, no matter what, you know, no matter when, all these things that you talk about in your music, which you can hear a lot of it on SoundCloud. Can people purchase your music?
You can go and it's actually pretty much out there everywhere. iTunes, Apple, this and that.
Okay.
It's also on Spotify, really easy to find.
Okay, because I want people to be able to purchase your music. It's fantastic.
SoundCloud would be ideal because for now, now that I'm not famous or anything, so I'm not really out
not
there.
Not yet.
But you'll be able to listen to it for free on SoundCloud for now, right, until the legalities kick in and whatnot.
Okay,
but,
so the story behind Angel, before we play it, this young woman who contacted you.
There's I'm actually registered with a platform called numberonemusic.com. They have, as far as I know, close to 7 million listeners, regular listeners.
So we can hear you there as well.
Well, just help each other happen to be #1 on their charts for over 6 months, which is really, really cool for drum and bass category.
Yeah.
But in any case, what happens is there are random people, all 7 million of them, decide to listen to a particular genre, and then once they do, kind of like Spotify, it will suggest certain artists, and obviously for certain genres that I post in, my songs are being proposed. So my song was listened and reviewed, obviously, by a 14-year-old young lady from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And she wrote me a message stating that, thank you for posting this song and writing this song, because I was about to do the wrong thing, and after listening to the song, I've decided to keep going, and you motivated me to keep going. And somehow she found a purpose after listening to it. And you know, guys, I gotta tell you, it's more than any money or anything materialistic can even compare to. Because if it's true, and if it was all sincere and authentic, I may have saved a young person's life, and that is the ultimate reward you can get.
And you were saying that this song there's nothing in it that suggests anything about suicide.
No, that's the weirdest part, because there are no insinuations of any kind on the actual event or what happens. Just it was my heart crying out those specific lyrics that could be random and puzzled, but they mean the world to me. All I know is she motivated me more than anything ever could, because if I can help even with my messages a lost soul out there, that is just simply amazing.
Well, would you like to dedicate this to anyone tonight?
As always, it's dedicated to my big brother Max. His name was Max, and I do miss him. I don't know if radio waves can go out there in the universe, but
hey, listen, the energy cannot be created or destroyed. So he's listening right now. So we're going to play Angel, and this is for you, Max, from your bro.
Yeah.
Like an angel, I'd fly to grasp the stars. And if I was like an angel, no distance seems too far. If I was like an angel, I'd smile from up above. And even though a stranger, I'd fill the world with love. Oh, here we are, all alone in the universe. The giant star, full of life, and it's just for us. Oh, make a choice. Are you with, are you going on? Oh, can't stop now. When together we are strong. And if I was like an angel, there won't be time to cry. And if I was like an angel, oh, I'd never let you die. I was like an angel, the laws will all be cool. And even though an angel, I will be understood. Oh, here we are, all alone in the universe. A giant star, full of life, and it's just for us. I'll make a choice. Are you with, or you don't belong? Oh, can't stop now. When together we are strong. Then the angels will come to turn the world around, turn the world into a better place. Yes, the angels will come to turn the world around, turn the world into a better place.
And that's simply Angel, written by Denis Commie. And Dennis, I can understand why that young woman was touched by that. I started to get tears in my eyes. We're going to come back after break with a slightly different Denis Commie. Got to sing a little Los Lobos song for our Hispanic audience here, and I'll wait until after break so they can hear it. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we're on the subject of this Angel song, I'd like to mention this. I'd like to mention another angel in my life, which is my little sister, Ksenia. She's an absolute blessing, and we are the two that went through losing a brother, and today we are stronger than ever, and we're a great team, and she's my little baby.
Oh my
I love
gosh!
her very much.
Well, I'm going to cry again. Anyway, here we're going to go to break and come back with some happy dancing music.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes, do it. Yeah, after this.
From Toronto, Canada, CHHA 1610 AM, the voice of our community, because we are a part of your daily life.
You are listening to Radio Voces Latinas, 1610 AM. A drink of water.
Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. So, Dennis, we got only a couple of minutes before we go to the last song of this this program, which is not going to be one of your songs, actually. It's going to be a winter song. But I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. And so you go to deniscommie.ca, deniscommie.ca. Google him and find out all about where you can get his music, where you can listen to him, and you're going to find out a lot more about this fellow. So, got about a minute for last comment.
Well, as I mentioned before, working with a killer team at Secret Suburbia Studio with an absolute god of audio engineering, TJ Habibi. We are always looking for talent, new talent, so feel free to find me. And if you are passionate about music, just like I am, let's see what we can do.
Okay, we're going to play Baby It's Cold Outside, and this is a Dolly Parton, Rod Stewart. I refuse not to play this song because it is not a rape song. It is a song about romance.
It's a beautiful song.
It is. My goodness, let's enjoy it right now as we go out on a drink of water. And a Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll be back on Christmas Day to play more stuff. I'm wonderful having you. Wonderful.
It's cold outside. I've got to go away. Baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you'll so very nice. I'll hold your hands, they're just right. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful. And my father will be pacing the floor. Listen to that.
And that was the wonderful Dolly Parton and Rod Stewart. And like I said, I'm going to be back here next week. I'm going to be working on December 25th and January 1st to bring you a lot more music here on CHHA 1610 AM with more of a drink of water.